live stream is brought to you by Weather Call NextGen. Keep you and your loved ones safe this severe weather season by getting Weather Call NextGen and receive a phone call, text message, and an email from storm chaser Jeff Smith when you are about to be directly impacted by severe weather threats. This service is only $15 a year. Layers save lives. Get Weather Call NextGen now. Sign up link on all of Storm Chaser Jeff Smith's social media links. As well as buy Cyclone Nutrition in Wathena, Kansas. Cyclone Nutrition is the official nutritional beverage provider for Storm Chaser Jeff Smith. Stop by and let Nina assist you with all your health needs. And by Cajun Food Coma, an authentic Louisiana kitchen and lounge, located in Troy, Kansas. Cajun Food Coma is the official Cajun food provider for Storm Chaser Jeff Smith. Go see Chef Brandon and Anita and let them serve you up the best Cajun cuisine in the Midwest. Launching stream now.
How is it going, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Doing a little backyard chase today up here in northeast Kansas. We've got a slight risk for severe weather put in place by the Storm Prediction Center. We're looking at wind gusts possible up to 60 miles per hour and large diameter hail. Some areas could see hail greater than 2 inches in diameter. Those are primarily the main threats today and this evening into tonight. There's also a non-zero tornado risk, 2%, for northeast Kansas, kind of into the southeast Nebraska area. So we're up here chasing it today, just see what we can get. Storms haven't really got started yet. There's one storm cell kind of out to the west of Manhattan, Kansas, that's firing right now. So we'll get going. And howdy there, the weather lady. Thanks for tuning in. I'm assuming the audio's coming across okay. I was still having some microphone issues from my last chase, so still kind of working on that. We're currently out here just to the east of Troy, Kansas, at the little roadside park. We're going to start jaunting to the west a little bit here. Kind of get more. Oh, perfect. Thanks for letting me know the audio is good, guys. I appreciate that, chat. We're going to get more to the west here, kind of deeper into the slight risk here. The last I had looked, they kind of talked about the timing for these would be like the 5 o'clock hour on into the evening for storms to start to fire. We'll kind of take a look and see what ends up happening this evening. There's a chance that things could really start get going around the 7 o'clock hour. So we'll just kind of go along here and see what we get. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's one I kind of see on the radar there. Looks like quite a few chasers are kind of down on that one, seeing it's not severe warned or anything at the moment. But we'll kind of head that direction. It's kind of tracking off to the northeast, east, a little more to the east than it is northeast. Check my comms here real quick. Hey guys, this is Smith. I was just letting you guys know I am live and streaming up here in Northeast Kansas. So some of you already know I do work with the Midwest Meso Project. It is the research group that I work with that we cover eastern Kansas, western Missouri, west central Missouri. As far as the group goes, we're just a bunch of independent chase entities that collaborate together for weather research projects. I am the only one that's this far north. Groups and guys, they're down around Springfield, Clinton, Missouri, Utica, Missouri, Butler, Missouri, kind of those general areas. I'm the only one that's up here in the northeast, northwest area. Hey, DePrimo, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens this week as it continues to develop this weekend. They're talking right now. All the talk is that Monday and Tuesday could be the greatest severity days. I'm not counting Sunday out completely yet. There has been talk that a cap will be in play Saturday. Maybe not as great a chances as. Nonetheless, currently I'm still planning to go live, go chasing on Saturday if things continue to develop the way they are. Also plan to be out Sunday, Monday as well, Tuesday as well. I'm going to make the plans are to make this a multi-day chase and follow the weather as it moves along there. Scrolling back through my chat here a little bit, I saw a couple messages there that I missed. Oh, we got a mothership out by Manhattan. Right on. My chat's not cooperating. I saw your message there, Danny. I'm trying to get up in there and. That truck's turning up here. No worries, Danny. I appreciate that. Hopefully you'll get up this way soon, or maybe I'll catch you over these next slight risk days. I'm sure they're going to develop, so at some point we'll encounter each other out there. No worries there, brother. Yeah, I got a feeling a lot of people are going to be out, especially Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, the data, each time the data progresses, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, especially Monday and Tuesday, are looking like they definitely could go big. I do foresee moderate risks going out for some areas. Could even go higher than that. Um, very potential that we could see a high risk. Um, it'll be interesting to see how these new outlook categories, how they come into play for big events like that. Try to get around here. I will do my best not to miss any of the messages there in chat. I'm kind of having to glance over for that. A little bit more traffic on the roadway than I was expecting at the moment, so definitely want to arrive alive and drive safe here. So the goal is to get out here by Seneca, Kansas. Um, try to set up along that area, somewhere there between Seneca and Marysville. So what I was looking at earlier today might be a pretty good spot to initiate from. Eventually, yeah, Kansas is a beautiful state. I'm Kansas born and raised. I've lived in Kansas pretty much my whole life. I love the terrain out here, the scenery. It's a very beautiful state. I love it. And chasing is just great out here. Um, a lot of photogenic tornadoes out here. I'm very biased. I hold true, and I'm a proud Kansan. I don't, I'm not a political person, so by all means, please don't associate me with certain political decisions that get made, yay or nay or whatever. I don't delve into that much. Um, Politics just ain't for me. So uh, some decisions that get made are, I'm like, okay, that's a good one. Others, I'm just like, that's not a good one. But that's neither here or there. I really don't give much to it. I just live my life how I want to live it, and that be that. Just passing the exit for Highland, Kansas. Got just a little bit to go. 30 miles east of KC, born and raised. Yeah, KC has some nice areas. Um, Kind of the suburbs of KC I like. Again, I'm going to be kind of partial. I would say the Kansas side I like more than the Missouri side, but that's just because I'm a Kansas boy. But I just think the areas are nicer on the Kansas side. But I will say I don't like chasing in the metro though. Um, Traffic down there is bad enough as it is. Um, so when you try to chase on top of that, it's just not very desirable for me. I try to stay to the outskirts of it. Back here, when Parkville and that whole area got all that hail and the storms kind of rolled through there, Richmond and Liberty got the tornado warning, all that. Yeah, I kind of stayed at a distance. I didn't want to chase through the city. Bad enough trying to watch the sky and check your radar as opposed to watching, 50 some other people or more on the roadway that don't have a clue what they're doing. Yeah, not a fan. 100%. I agree. 100%. And it's crazy because I've driven in some major traffic. Like I've driven through Dallas and Austin, Denver, the Springs over in Colorado, areas like that. And never have I encountered terrible drivers as much as Kansas City. That's not a knock. It's just, I would say, an observation. But I literally think some of the worst drivers in the United States are in Kansas City. Yeah, I totally get that. I'm not a city boy either. I'm from small town. I mean, granted, where I'm from, we're technically a suburb to a city. Not a big city, but I think 70 some thousand people, I think. But I'll take that the river separates us, and we're more of the small town, more of the rural. I go with that. I've never been a city person. Still got some blue skies up here. I mean, there's clouds, but the blue still shows through. Got a few little cells trying to pop to the west here, but I still think it'll be closer to, that 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock hour before we really see things get going. The boundary line basically sits kind of right at the Missouri, or sorry, Kansas Nebraska line there, is where the frontal boundary basically sits. Yeah. If you got somebody from Chicago saying that Kansas City drivers are bad, yeah, yeah. I've never found myself saying, "What are you doing?" as much as I do in Kansas City. A lot of semis on the road today. Nothing like getting caught in a little bit of a Congo line of semis and a motorhome or a fifth wheel. I had plans to. I've got a 360 pan tilt um, camera to mount on the roof of my vehicle, to kind of give that 360 look outside of the vehicle. Definitely try to get that deployed on the next stream. Starting to see a handful of little cells popping up over there to the west, so yeah, here lately I've been having a lot of different connectivity issues or little technical issues. Um, my radar setup is not wanting to necessarily track between my devices. track my location, move with my location, so I'm having to do that manually. Um, Tried playing with the settings. Not sure what's going on there, but hopefully I'll get that all figured out here soon. Used to be my radar setup would show like a little blue beacon and would track right along with my movement, my vehicle movement. But here recently, it hasn't been doing that. So it got a couple special weather statements that just went up there, just a little to the west and south of Topeka there. Those storms, if they would track this way, they're likely going to track somewhere between Atchison, Kansas, Leavenworth, Kansas, over across the Missouri line. We're going to keep on our route west here towards Seneca. That's where I see more cells popping. Hopefully something will fire off that boundary line. Yep, there we go. All right, chat. So we just got a severe thunderstorm watch issued. It's in effect for the next roughly 6 hours. Hail approximate 2.5 inch, 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This is going to be basically from central Kansas, tracking up to northeast, or central Kansas, northeast Kansas, southeast Nebraska, and extreme northwest Missouri. That's going to be set to expire roughly in 6 hours. So, tornado watch, or excuse me, severe thunderstorm watch just went up. So, earlier there was a MESO discussion that did go up, that did discuss the potential for a watch. So, not surprised that one did get issued. Great potential that these are going to be strong winds and some hailers tonight. We're looking at, good size hail possible. So if you have the ability, if you're in north central Kansas, northeast Kansas, even central Kansas, southeast Nebraska, northwest Missouri, if you have the ability to park your vehicle in a garage or under some type of covering, might not be a bad idea to do it to protect those windshields. I know that here not too long ago when the hail hit through Parkville and like that, it did result in quite a bit of damage to vehicles and even buildings and structures had some damage from the hail. So yeah, it did seem like it was taking a little bit to get issued. Not sure what we got going on here. Oh. Whew. Semi passing on kind of a blind curve area, but it looks like we got a very slow motorist up ahead of this semi here. Oh, now we got a tractor. John Deere. All for passing, but I can't see until that semi's clear because I kind of got a little bit of blind curve there. I'm not going to try to pass until I can see the other side of that curve. Dude, always somebody in a hurry. That never fails. Yep, see, there's vehicle coming, so not the smartest move in the book, but I guess to each their own. Some people just don't use their heads. Not sure if he's taking the exit or he's still continuing down the highway. He's taking the exit. All right. Trying to make up for a little bit of time here. Yeah, I think we have. I think we've crossed paths a few times there. So we're about 27 miles outside of Seneca. I said I'm going to kind of play from Seneca to Marysville, Kansas, kind of see what we get coming this way, and then adjust accordingly. As I said earlier, this kind of turned out to be a backyard chase for me, being, you know, kind of I reside up here in Northeast Kansas, so that's where my home base is. So it was had to work today, and then got off work and got everything ready and got on the road here. So See if we can at least get a little bit of structure or something on the stream, something worthy of the view for making it out tonight. I'll definitely take more than a structure. If we get a good looking storm, see what it produces. All four seeing a little bit of hail, but when we're talking greater than 2 inches, I'm not kind of went in and out from time to time. So just bear with me, chat. Up if it drops. If you are tuning into the stream, I've had quite a few interacting in the chat there, so I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. All your support, greatly appreciated. If you are enjoying the stream and you want to donate to help keep this going and help me with the expenses of traveling and equipment, even if it's just for a cup of coffee, anything like that, all support would be greatly appreciated. You can do so by donating through PayPal or Venmo at JD Smith WX as my tag for both of those. Any and all support would be greatly appreciated. Again, that's at JD Smith WX on PayPal and Venmo. I appreciate each and every one of you. Your likes, your shares, your comments, all greatly appreciated. Don't forget to also help share out my social media, my Facebook page. Last I checked, we're about, I think, 40, maybe less than 40 followers away from 1,000 followers. Remember, at 1,000 followers, I'm going to do a giveaway of some gear that includes a weather radio, digital rain gauge, and a few other items. So help share that out, help spread the word. I'd appreciate it. And we'll get to that 1,000 follower goal and keep trucking forward, and we'll do a giveaway. Got some blue sky, some clearing up there. High clouds. Just got a severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like right at the Kansas-Nebraska line. That's going to be just outside of Superior, just over the Nebraska line, headed towards Hebron, Nebraska. That's going to be north of Baileyville, Kansas there, where that severe thunderstorm warning is going to be. We're still a little ways out from that, so I doubt we make it up to that one. But it's good to see storms starting to fire. It's about 5:24 Central here. We do have some cells firing there. Right now, that's the only severe thunderstorm warning we see right now. That one's starting to get a little hook on it. On the back side of that, it's starting to get a little hook on it. And that going into that severe thunderstorm warning. See if I can bring that up in there a little bit more for you. Yeah. Just kind of keep an eye on that one. These cells are starting to blow up a little bit. Yep, there's a second. So we're starting to get some 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right off the boundary line there. Here to the west of Marysville, kind of right at that Kansas-Nebraska line. Sorry if I'm quiet here, Chad. Just kind of watching the radar here as we go along, just keeping an eye on those cells. Might be arriving a little late to the show on these two storms, but there are ones firing. Hey, get rid of my gum here. Drink. Speaking of these severe threats that we're looking at starting today, going into the weekend, into next week, starting today, going into the weekend, into next week, you definitely want to make sure that you have multiple ways to get warning. Um, what's cool about this service is you will receive a phone call and a text message with a me telling you about what service where you receive a phone call and a text message when your immediate location is being impacted by severe weather. So definitely check it out. Definitely consider it. I personally use it myself, and I highly recommend it. Again, that's Weather Call Next Gen. You can find the sign up link in my social medias. And if you're not familiar, if you're just tuned in, you're a new subscriber, Storm Chaser Jeff Smith on YouTube, Storm Chaser Jeff Smith on Facebook, and I'm also on Instagram at JDSmithWX. Getting a little closer to Seneca here. Oh, it's a big play, buddy. I see a vehicle up there on the hill, otherwise I would follow through, but it's not going to give me enough time to eclipse these two vehicles. Sun kind of glaring on my windshield on the camera there. I apologize for that, guys. Just noticed that. Windshield is a little dirty. Should come up with an opportunity to pass here very soon. Maybe not. It's not a chance I'm willing to take. Another way you can show your support if you're watching this through Facebook is you can do the stars. I do participate in the stars program there on Facebook on my page, so you can show support by sending some stars my way. That would greatly be appreciated. Like I said, all support, big and small, is greatly appreciated. Um, I fund this completely out of my pocket. So any support that I get just goes right back into keeping equipment upgraded and running smoothly, vehicle maintenance, fuel to travel, things like that, and snacks. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, gotta have snacks when you chase. Like that's just important there. Don't always get to stop and grab a bite to eat, especially when you're going after storms. A lot of moving and shifting to stay with those storms. So you gotta have something to snack on in the car. Can't always pull a Reed Timmer and stop through the drive-through and get a bean burrito. Getting ready to come into Seneca, Kansas now. It's about 20 till 6 Central. We're going to go through Seneca over to the west side of Seneca, more towards the direction of Marysville, and see if we can't get up into these storms here that are kind of tracking along. Still a little ways out from them, but they are tracking right along US 36 and that Kansas Nebraska line, which is basically right along that frontal boundary. So we'll kind of see how they move and play the closer we get, and we'll kind of move accordingly, adjust accordingly with them. Bruh, literally semi. It is 35 and you're passing through. Dude, is it necessary? He's local too, but still, like, come on, brother. Not necessary to try to pass through here. Well, a little more unnecessary, I guess you could say. Because at some point, if he continues west, he's going to have to get over, and you kind of got a lane of cars here. So, don't know what his intention is, but brother, still got winds out of the south southwest. So that's good to see. That's helping to create that forcing for the storms that we want. Ooh, shit. Whoops, sorry, chat. Guess I ended up in the wrong lane. I didn't realize that turned into a turn lane. Sorry for that, H-bomb chat. I didn't mean to do that. Here I was complaining about the semi guy. I should have. Looks like he knew what to do. Adult care home. Well, that's one way to describe it. Usually the facilities have a name, but let's just call it an adult care home. It's a little degrading, I think. No fancy title. Just bring your loved one to this adult care home. That's all we do here, adult care. All right, we are coming out of Seneca and we are continuing west. We're on US 36, headed towards Maryville. Or, excuse me, Marysville. Maryville is in Kansas. Maryville is in Missouri. Marysville is in Kansas. Oh yeah, kind of off there to the horizon, Chad. I don't know if you can see it off to the left or the right side of the screen up there. You can see some towering clouds there. That's going to be our storms. Heck yeah. Get a little bit of towering cumulus there. Looking nice and billowy. Uncle Rico and Napoleon Dynamite. That's what he said. Billowy's good. Oh yeah, that's our storms there, Chad. If you can see it off to the right side of the screen, we'll clear these trees here. You're gonna look for those bubbly clouds off in the distance, off the right side of the screen there. That's gonna be our storms. Oh yeah. By Baileyville. Anybody listening in or got a copy? Hey, I didn't know if anybody was listening in on the radio or not, but I am live, guys, and I'm just to the um, east of Marysville, Kansas, headed towards westbound towards the had to send a message to my Midwest Meso group. Yep, third severe thunderstorm warning just went up. We're gonna try to get towards Marysville, Kansas. That's where we're gonna try to hit. Does everybody hear me on the radio? Okay.
I think I got you now. I'll just finish up.
Copy that. Yeah, everybody's up here on these 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. Looks like they're tracking right along the frontal boundary, right along US 36 and that Kansas-Nebraska line. So I'm just to the east of Marysville, Kansas. They're tracking right towards Marysville, so hoping to intercept right around Marysville there.
Action's got it the radio and the stream. I'm watching. Let me sit here in case you need something else.
Copy that. I appreciate it. All right, chat. About 20 miles out of Marysville, continuing westbound. If you live in Marysville, make sure you're paying attention to the weather.
Be safe up there. Like I said, I'll continue watching. So.
Looks like got a pretty decent hail core coming right along US 36 there. Looks like 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with that thunderstorm warning. Kind of hail involved in it. It's really not that dark out. Actually got blue skies over here to the southwest where I'm at right now. Interesting. I'll tell you. A whole handful of technical difficulties there. I don't know what's going on, chat. Issue after issue, it seems. Issue after issue, it seems. $15, $16 miles outside of Marysville. Wish I would have put that camera there. Trying to keep that glare down, Chad. I apologize on that camera view. It is quite the glare coming in there. It's possibly how dirty my window is. It almost seems like that lens is dirty, possibly. Speed change here. It could very well be that my lens is dirty. I don't know if I have my cleaning cloth handy or not. Uh, that may have made it worse. Just a weird glare off that camera. Definitely getting closer, chat. Try to get into some of these storms here. Coming into the Flint Hills. I almost think that lens cap made it worse. Yeah, I don't know. I had like a cloth or something I could wipe that lens off with. Yeah, Chad, I apologize. That camera lens is driving me nuts. Definitely getting near the storms here, Chad. If you can see it in the camera here. We're just outside of Marysville. Steady. I'm gonna try to get to a point here where I can clean that lens off some. There's not so bad. When we have the sun glaring though, I think it's showing a lot of dust on the lens. And we got quite a bit of drop frames here. Definitely got that strong southwest winds pushing through. New severe thunderstorm warning off to the further southwest there. I pull off this little roadside park area here. See if I can't get that lens cleaned up real quick. Hang tight, chat. See if that doesn't improve the camera there a little bit. maybe a little bit. We'll see if that cleaned it up a little bit. All right, we're going to get back moving here. Oh, it's like camera froze. Hang tight, chat. I have to do a reconnect here. There we go. And we're back up. That looks a little bit better. That storm just to the west of Marysville, Kansas. Definitely getting a pretty good hell core on it. Marysville, you might be watching closely. You guys could very well be getting bombarded by some monster hail here. Definitely got wind surging up through here. Coming into Marysville, we're going to probably shoot south just a tad bit towards Blue Rapids, just to kind of be a little to the east of Marysville. It's got pretty good hell core on it. Don't know that I want to be sitting right in the middle of that when it comes through.
Your route may be affected by severe thunderstorm.
Yeah, maybe that helped the camera a little bit there, Chad. I tried to scrub it down a little bit, get it looking better. We're going to try to shoot south of Marysville here towards Blue Rapids. See if we can't stay out just to the edge of this storm as it's moving in. Like I said, it's got pretty significant hell core on it.
Next light, turn left. At the light, turn left onto US 77 South, North 10th Street.
We're gonna get south of town here, chat. Hopefully that stream isn't dropping out too much. Trying to make some settings here, changes here on the fly. So I got a few bars coming back up there. You never know how things are going to react. Currently, I don't have Starlink. I run off of hotspots. Eventually may consider definitely upgrading my internet. Oh yeah, that hell core on that, man. That hell core on that storm that's tracking this way is dark, dark, dark. There is some big boy hell in that storm. I can see off to my west, my right side. We're going to drop down here just a little ways. Maybe turn back towards it. And that is dark, dark core on that bad boy. See if we can't find a good spot to kind of sit out on this. Oop. Still tuned in with me. Let me know in the chat if you're able to see everything okay on the stream. I'm showing some frame drops, but hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully it's not dropping out. You're still able to tune in with me. Oh yeah, that's a beauty out that way. Be nice if I could get up on a decent hill and kind of overlook. Might be able to get out by this. There we go. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna see if we got a little road that takes me back to that tower. Maybe, maybe not. No, dang it. Maybe.
Continue on Pheasant Road for 1.5 miles.
Oh yeah, I got some good lightning there, chat. That's our storm right there, chat. Not quite sure how far this goes back, if it's private land or looks like it cuts through. Maybe I can turn around up here. So far it's not soft, so not bottoming out too bad. Oh yeah. Okay. So maybe we'll back up here, back where I was. Pretty good divot back there in the road, so I don't want to challenge that at all, chat, with my car. Back up here where we had a pretty decent view.
At the next stop sign, turn right.
Let's kind of watch that, chat. That's our storm. I'm going to jump out here and get some pictures. All right, getting into some rain here. A little bit of lightning. All right, so we'll get out of this rain here. We're going to continue to drop south. I'm going to get turned around here. Let me pull up, do a U-turn. Ah. Try to get could be a little bit of spin in that storm. Still dropping frames, dang it. Just tuning in out here in basically north central Kansas now, south of Marysville, Kansas, just outside the severe thunderstorm warning polygon. Trying to get down here just south of Marysville towards Blue Rapids. Pretty good cell coming from the west. And turn around Blue Rapids, kind of keep an eye on it. Just getting out of the rain here a little bit. So it could be a little bit of spin in these. So we're about 4 miles out of Blue Rapids now. I don't know if that's a good spot to sit up by this water tower or not. Not necessarily wanting to go right into town. I want to kind of stay to the outskirts. Just kind of watch these cells. Sure what this is up here. I don't want to interfere with anybody's business or anything like that, of course. If I could just get a good spot, yeah, that's going to be kind of sketchy to sit. Maybe. I don't know if they're actively working right now or not. I don't want to interfere. Yeah, it looks like a guard shack and all there, so we're not going to interfere with that. Get up here a little closer to Blue Rapids, see if we've got a good spot we can turn and sit. I can easily shoot back towards Marysville if I need to. Cow. Might not be too bad of a spot. We may actually turn around back to that, chat. See if we can get a turnaround spot here. Might not actually be a bad spot to sit and face to the west. Yeah, let's see if we can get a turn. Make a turn around here.
Continue for 3/4 of a mile.
Pass. Oh, nice little lightning there. Still there, chat? Looks like my Facebook chat might have dropped out. Let's see. Yeah, we're kind of blocked by a little hill there. I don't know if I can get up here a little closer to this fence. There. Let me, we're gonna try to connect here to cam here. All right, we'll get out here. This is kind of our storm we're watching here, chat. This is one that had a pretty good hail core on it. Coming from the west. Looks like the heavier part of the storm is up that way. Try to toggle. Let's see. Hopefully Facebook and all streaming is still pretty good. It's like both are up, so. There's my chats are both up. See if they refresh. All right, there we go, chat. All right, so she's definitely talking. The sky's definitely talking. Felt a little bit of a temperature drop. Definitely rumbling pretty good. We got cows. We got cows. lonely cow out here. Back out of here. Back on the. Get you back on the view of the storm here. Whoa! Trying to make y'all dizzy here. Go back out to my 1.2. There we go. Definitely good lightning up here. Got some sky crawlers overhead. I don't know if we can catch that, but we'll see if we can get it. Every time I point the camera down, it rolls across. It's beautiful out here. I will say that I love the countryside out here. Let me bring you back in here. Take a look at radar here. Switch back to our main cam. So it looks like that's still tracking right along 36 there. It's kind of got a hook on the backside of it, kind of hooking around. I'll bring it up here for you guys so you can see what I mean. We just got a mesoscale discussion. So this little hook part back here, kind of keeping an eye on that. Let me refresh my radar here. So this cell right here is what we're kind of keeping an eye on here. May start to make a run back up north there. I just don't want to run into a big hell core or anything like that. I'm not in the market to lose a windshield. Let's just put it that way. That might be the play. Oh wow, that cell's got some beautiful structure on it. Just taking a look here. Somebody else that had it on their feed. I can't share that. I don't have the rights to share it, but definitely looks impressive. Mesoscale discussion just went up. Severe thunderstorm watch. Let's see what we got here. Severe hail and wind to continue across north central northeast Kansas over the next couple hours. Thunderstorm increases and clustering occurs. Basically far southern Nebraska and portions of northern Kansas. If a tornado was to form, it could be on the weaker side, about 85 to 115 miles per hour. Mainly what we're looking at is wind gusts 55 to 70 miles per hour and inch and a half to 2.5 inch hail possible. Does show the uptick that we were experiencing. Still some decent shear going on. We're encountering some more rain here. So may make that drop. I don't know yet. like to kind of sit and wait and see if that structure makes it our way. Might have a little bit of a nudger type situation going on, that storm behind it. If you're tuning in and you're in the chat, let me know where you're watching from. Just kind of sitting here waiting now. There's a cell coming this direction that's got some pretty decent structure on it, just from what I've seen some other streams here. Unfortunately, I can't show those to you or share those. I don't have the permission to do that. Looks like it did have some 2.5-inch hail just to the west of Washington, Kansas. Look at some things here, chat.
Head toward US 77
All right.
north.
We're gonna see if we can't
US 77
get
south.
some structure for you guys. Try to get out of this mess here.
Your route may be affected by severe thunderstorm watch.
We're well aware of that.
Onto US 77 south.
Well aware of that, chat. All right, here we go. Definitely getting into some heavy rain here, chat. Coming into Blue Rapids here. Trying to get over here where we can see a little bit of structure, hopefully. Trying to maneuver through this town here. Get on the side where the sun's still shining. Trying to get in here on a storm here for us, Chad. Really am trying. I think everything's going to potentially muddy out more into the evening or night. Um, Number one, I've got full-time job, so I do have to be back to work tomorrow. But at the same time, I've also got my young guy I got to go get at some point here, so can't have him up too late on a school night. Graciously, Grandma and Grandpa are watching him, so blessed for that. Oh, we dropped out of the framework there. Looks like we come back up. Looking at all these cells are popping. Look like they're mostly going to be hellers. Might get a little bit of structure up here as we get closer to the mess. I'm dropping out frames here. Massive hell core headed towards Lynn, Kansas right now. There's storms there in front of us, chat. A little bit of switch back our cams here. Probably gonna run into some rain here. Pretty good amount of rain. Rolling right into the cell right here now.
Jeff, I think earlier
Copy that. Let me switch my cams back here for you, chat. Let you see some of this structure off to my side here.
yeah, you'll have one at Greenleaf, and then one due west of Lynn that is moving southeast.
That right there, chat. a little lightning in there. Barns here. Alright, let me switch cameras back here.
Go past Center Street and turn right onto North Main Street.
My navigation note back up. Yeah. We're going to try to shoot for Lynn, Kansas, and then I'll probably try to get out above the storm.
Your route may be affected by severe thunderstorm warning.
And then I'm probably going to have to start tracking my way back north, Chad. Hopefully you can see that structure up in the camera there. A little something to see. Trying to avoid a hell core here. Best we can. One by Greenleaf is really ramping up again.
I think if you're wanting to miss the hail core, you're going to want to turn around. It's hitting Greenleaf, which is due west of you.
Copy that.
Rapids and go that direction.
Copy. Real quick, Chad, I'm going to try to jump out and get some pictures of this structure here before we get hit with anything too major. All right, back in the car, chat. Getting some photos of the stuff right in front of us here. Kind of bring the camera up so you guys can see that. Hopefully you guys are seeing that at home. In order for me to miss this hell core that's bearing down on us, I'm going to have to make a shift and beeline it back towards Blue Rapids. I'm going to pull my other camera here real quick and get some snaps here too of it. All right, chat. We're going to have to start moving. I'm going to reroute here and we're going to head back towards Blue Rapids. At least it did get a little bit of structure here. But we're going to have to make a run for it so we don't get hit by the hell core. We're probably going to run right into it, chat. I'll get my camera adjusted back here. Start making my way back to the towards the east here. I'm going to try to stay ahead of these hell cores. May actually catch up with me. I'm going to get back into Barnes here. I'm going to be just inside a severe thunderstorm warning. We may run into some big boy hell here. My hopes are not the case, but we're going to be kind of stuck out here on this. I try to stay ahead of this as quick as I can. Unfortunately, Chad, I'm going to ride my stream all the way back as I head back east. But unfortunately, you know, adulting comes along. I'm not sponsored by anybody, and I don't have any big partnerships to where I can fund this. So I fund this purely out of my pocket. And I do have to be back to work tomorrow. I also got to get back and pick up my son from his grandparents. He's got school tomorrow, so got to get back for that. So we're definitely going to stream all the way. I appreciate you staying tuned in. It may get a little rocky here. We may get caught by a hail cord. I don't know yet. We're going to try to do our best to stay ahead of it. But it's literally ramping right behind us, chat. At least I was able to get far enough down to get some structure for you guys. I'll have a few pics to post from that. I cut through Barnes here, get back towards Waterville, Blue Rapids. And then as these things are tracking more east, they shoot back up to Maryville. And then back east on 36. Might be a little bit of hail here. I actually have to shoot across from Blue Rapids to Frankfort and then up to Seneca that way. Everybody that's headed south on this highway is going to run right into that hail. Ooh, nice CG. Keep a watch off to the left side of the screen, chat. You're probably going to see some good CG lightning, cloud ground lightning. See if we can't get some cloud ground lightning winds in the stream at least. Ooh, almost 3-inch hail in that hail core by Greenleaf. It's almost coming up on Barnes now. I look for them to extend the severe thunderstorm warning that's going to end up including Waterville and Blue Rapids. If you're in Waterville and Blue Rapids, be prepared. Got a pretty good severe thunderstorm coming with very large hail, damaging hail contained in it. Make sure you're away from windows. Hopefully your vehicles are parked in garage or under some type of covering. Coming into Marshall County here. That thing is just barreling. Glenn's getting ready to get hit by significant hail as well. Palmer, Camillo. Cottage, Cottage, Cottage Hill, Cottage Hill. Looks like you're going to be right in the path. Looks like you're going to be right in the path of that as well. That as well. Big time hell in that core. Just passing Greenleaf, just to the north of Greenleaf. Gonna come into Barnes. Waterville, you'll probably get a eclipse by it as well. I'm getting ready to come into Waterville now. If you've been tuning in, Chad, I appreciate it. If you're just tuning in, just outside of Blue Rapids, Kansas. Just outside of Blue Rapids, Kansas. Actually tracking back to the east. Storms are starting to drift kind of more to the east, southeast. I think that's going to be kind of the track they're going to keep. Unfortunately, I'm not able to stay with that. I do have to be in my full-time job tomorrow. I've also got to get back to near my home base and pick up my son. But we're still kind of in the thick of it here. Just on the outskirts of severe thunderstorm warning. It's probably going to come right at us. They'll probably extend that over our area here momentarily. I would not be surprised. I do look for it to extend. Hey Isaac, I gotta start making my way back east, so I can get back in time, get my little guy and get him home in bed. He's got school tomorrow, of course I gotta work. I'm just outside Blue Rapids. I'm actually gonna try to shoot north from Blue Rapids back to Marysville. Uh, may get into the hail just a little bit. But once I hit Marysville and continue East 36, I should be good to go. I'll be ahead of everything. Because it looks like most of it's starting to track east, southeast. Appreciate it. Just had some good CG right in the stream. Have to timestamp that about 7:25 and go back and see if I can't screen grab that. See if I can't find that one and screen grab it.
I just seen the lightning in the stream. So what, about a 10-second delay?
Yeah, I'd say so, probably 10 seconds. All right, Chad, coming through Blue Rapids. May have a bit of a hell core punch. Not necessarily the core, but we may just be on the outskirts of the hill. Definitely, from the looks of that core, that'll be nearing our path as we head up to Marysville. Definitely don't want to punch the core of it. Upwards of about 3-inch hail was contained in that. Not looking to lose a windshield today, Chad. So, but we're going to start making our way back towards Marysville, get back on US 36, start tracking my way east. Gonna definitely see some decent CG cloud to ground lightning in the stream here, chat, as we get out here to the outskirts and head north. May encounter some heavy rain, may get into a little bit of hail, but we'll see what happens here. Definitely got to get back near home base. Went out a little bit further than originally intended, but that is the nature of the chase, folks. You get hungry. Off to our west here, our left. A little bit of a wall cloud back there. I don't know if that's trying to do something or I turn around and sit back on that, see if I can get a view of that, chat. Whip a Yui here. I'm gonna pull on this road over here. See if we can't see that in the stream here. What I'm looking at. Definitely look like a wall cloud. It's kind of messy looking. Get over here where I can turn around. Kind of seeing that just in the sunlight there, chat. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Kind of that tail there, off that storm. Let me switch cameras here real quick, chat. Oh, I think it's trying. I think it's trying, chat. Let me get out with this camera. Nope. Oh, no. That's not the camera we want. Come on, baby. What do we got going here? Hold on, chat. Technical difficulties. No. There we go. Is it up? There we go. All right, hang tight, chat. What we're looking at, chat. Just happened to catch that. Oh no, losing my connection. Ah, there we go. Saw a little bit of movement back in there. Not sure if she's trying to do something or not. We might have something down, chat. I don't know. Kind of hard to tell from my position. Ah, keep losing signal. This lightning's interfering. Oh, that little tail that went down, it's kind of going back up. Sorry for it cutting out, chat. That's the lightning interfering with my signal. Got another part stretching down there, though. I really think she's trying, chat. Kind of scuddy looking, kind of messy looking. It did have a tail come down out of that cloud there for a moment. It was extending to the ground. It was extending to the ground there momentarily. A little bit of motion in that. Oh, I'm sorry that we keep cutting out, chat. Here before long, I'm going to have to move. Ah, body signal, chat. Sorry. Signal keeps going in and out, chat. I apologize. It's looking a little messy now. Hang tight. See if we can come back up, chat. There we go. She's looking a little messy, but she was trying. She may still try. She's definitely working back in there, chat. She's definitely working back in there, chat. Definitely giving it a try. I'm just north of Blue Rapids, Look. Keep cutting out due to the lightning, chat. I'm just north of Blue Rapids, Kansas, south of Marysville, Kansas. Did have a tail extend down out of that cloud down towards the ground. May have been down briefly. I apologize for the choppy signal, chat. Lightning's affecting things out here. Did extend down to the ground. Caught it out of the corner of my eye. Was able to find a road to pull off and get a good view here. She may still be trying to work. Kind of watching it off that left side there. Trying to watch it off that left side there. Come on, baby. Reconnect. There we go. Reconnected. Oh, man, I'd love to stay on this thing, but I think I'm going to get overtook by the lightning and the potential hail that's about to reach me. But I really think that's trying to work back in there. Especially off that left side. It is kind of getting fluffy now, kind of scuddy looking, but there briefly we did have a tail extended to the ground. Don't know if it ever touched, but it was definitely extending. Watching that left side build again. Starting to extend off that left edge again. Yep, she's starting to extend out again. Hopefully we can keep a signal. Trying to reach out there, chat. Starting to fall apart a little bit, I think. Yeah, I think I'm losing it. Dang. Try to stay with it, chat. This lightning keeps cutting my signal. We're getting overtaken here. Trying to watch that though. Right down there. Right there, chat. Right there. That's what we're watching. It's starting to extend down again. Trying again, chat. Ah, come on, baby. Let's slide back in here. We'll try to stay focused in on it, chat. Hopefully we can stay zoomed in there. Let me bring it out. Get back on it here. Ah, there we go. Keep an eye on that, chat. Ah. And move out of the road here, chat. I think she's trying to work in there. I still think she's trying to work it in there. A lot of motion back in there still. Hang in there, chat. Trying to keep it going. Lightning keeps cutting my feed. Definitely have to go back to the stream when I get a chance. Look for that and see. I think she's falling apart back in there, though. She's getting a pretty fluffy. Try to wipe down that lens a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of falling apart back in there, chat. Not as organized or strong looking as it was. Okay, we're gonna get moving here, chat. I'm gonna get turned around. We're gonna switch back on our cameras here. All right. Definitely temperature drop. I have to go back in the stream chat, take contact or kicked up anything. Kind of hard to tell from where I was sitting, but definitely was extended to the ground. All right. A little bit of excitement there, chat. No, we did end up with a tornado warning. Oh, out in California. Wow. Not us. All right, chat. We're making our way back up towards Marysville, Kansas. Then I'll be shooting back east on 36, making my way back towards home base. Kind of reaching a point where I need to start calling it for the night. Actually ended up a lot further than intended. Was originally it's going to play right around Seneca there, but definitely wanted to get something to take back home per se. Definitely going to have to go back into my. That thing is huge. Dropping some big boy hail, 2.7 inch hail, almost 3 inch hail. That's going to be coming right towards Cottage Hill. Boy, that is some big time hail. So yeah, by the time I would have hit Lynn, if I would have continued that route, I've been right in that. This vehicle would probably took one heck of a beating. I really think that one was trying, chat. Like I said, I'm going to have to go back and look at the footage myself. I just happened to catch it out of the corner of my eye off to my left, and then trying to find a road where I could get a view of it. So I'll have to go back into my feed, see what I see. Hey, Aaron, thanks for the subscribe. I appreciate that, brother. Definitely going to have to go back into the stream and look at that again. Definitely it was extended towards the ground. I'll see if I can't get a screen grab of it. I'll get that posted up on my social media. Probably won't be tonight, but definitely I'll aim for it tomorrow sometime. I'm going to have some downtime tomorrow after work. I'm not going to attempt to chase any threat tomorrow. I'm going to put all my focus on this weekend and start looking at the bigger picture for the bigger event and see what we're looking at, kind of plan out my next few days, but definitely not going to chase tomorrow. I do have an interview scheduled tomorrow evening, so looking forward to that. Man, that is something, that Hellcore. Let me see if I can bring that up to you, chat. Down in the radar bubble here. I'm going to see how well you guys can see that on the stream. Right there in the bubble, look at that Hellcore. Look how dark that is. That's upwards of 3-inch hail that's happening in there, right around Lynn, Kansas. I got to try to race back, get back home. Oh, yeah, definitely heavy rain now. Actually, hit some hail here, chat. Bear with me. We're definitely getting into some heavy rain. Gonna be just south of Marysville, Kansas here. May hit some hail too, just kind of how that's been. Didn't intend to stop and watch that structure, but I saw that finger point down to the ground and had to take a look at it. Definitely gonna try to go back in the stream and take another look at that. I definitely think she was trying. Oh, heavy rain here. Funny because you can kind of see a haze to the northeast here from the sun still. So you know it's clearing not far off. Most of these storms are starting to track eastward to the southeast. Do have a little bit of spin on them. But like I said, I'm going to have to look at that footage a little closer, but I really do think she was trying on that one. And like I said, she was extended down far enough. She could have very well been on the ground there. I just couldn't see it from my standpoint, but very possible that she could have been towards the ground. We'll just have to take a look at that. Careful, buddy. Ended up in the wrong lane there for a moment, brother. Yeah, look at the clearing, kind of the horizon there, looking off to the north. Got the heavy rain, but you can still see. Woo! Oh yeah, definitely a little bit of wind-driven rain there. Oh, that was some hail. Yeah. Getting a little bit of hail here, chat. Adding to the dents that are already there. Coming back into Marysville now. Getting some hail. Oh, shoot. Dropped my phone. No good. All right. All right, chat. We're in Marysville, Kansas. Headed back east. What velocity looks like on that? It does look like there's some spin to that one cell. Oh yeah, there is some rotation in that just outside of Blue Rapids. Hmm. That could very well be the cell I was watching there, chat. Just outside of Blue Rapids there. Degree of rotation. Nothing standing out super significant yet, but there is definitely a degree of rotation with that. Looking at velocity here. Definitely got some spin in it. Ooh, signal kind of dropping. Yeah, right there by Blue Rapids, chat. That's where we got some rotation happening. Very well could be that cell that I was, or that structure that I was watching there. Would not surprise me because I really believe that one was trying. That one was definitely trying. All right, chat, we're going to get out of town here. Ooh, better slow it down a little bit, I guess. We're going to get out of town here and make our way back towards home base. Would not surprise me if that one I was watching, if it doesn't end up producing. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay with it. It started to look like it started to fall apart, but very well could be ramping back up that way, or down that way. Yeah, Weatherly, that one that fell down by Blue Rapids right now. I'm kind of keep an eye on that one. It's got some spin to it. I'm gonna have to go back into my feed there and my live stream and look at that again. I did have a finger down to the ground, extended to the ground. Could not tell if it was actually in contact with the ground, but definitely was some movement back in there. Just happened to catch it. So I'm gonna have to go back in my stream and take a look at that. Blue Rapids, I would be prepared. You're gonna got a pretty good storm right there bearing down on the city or your town there. I would definitely keep an eye on that. It's got some rotation in it. She's trying. Yeah, I'm definitely, Chad. I'm definitely gonna have to go back in that stream and take a look at that, a second look at that, and see if I can't get a few screen grabs and re-examine that. I just know from where I was sitting, it was extending to the ground and definitely looked like some motion back in there. So we'll just have to see. And finally extending down those severe thunderstorm warnings a bit. if you've been tuning in with me tonight, this evening, I appreciate you guys watching, tuning in. I appreciate all the support. Got a few things I'll have to go back and look on through my stream, through my photos. At least walked away with some photos. Got a few things on the stream structure-wise and like that. But I appreciate everybody that's tuned in this evening, who's engaged in the chat. Appreciate it all. Every bit of your support, I appreciate. Popping in or haven't been tuned in, you just got in the channel there, or the stream. Currently eastbound on US 36, headed back towards Seneca, Kansas. Actually making my way back east towards home base. Unfortunately, I gotta get up early and go to work in the morning, and I gotta get back to home base and pick up my son, get him home and in bed. He's got school tomorrow. I appreciate you guys that have tuned in tonight. Oh yeah. You guys have a way to pull up John McKinney on YouTube and look at his stream. He's back down there in Blue Rapids area where I was. Um, he's got an amazing shot of that structure on his stream right now.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and check his on earlier.
He was headed south as I was from Marysville. As I was coming in to Marysville, he went past me, but he's actually down there, kind of that little area that's spinning. That's what he's sitting on. He's got it on feed pretty good. Something tells me that was still that area I was on that was trying. Yeah, I knew Vince was south of me there, not too far off from where I was.
Yeah, it looked like he was down by Palmer. But that was moving left. But he got some good road rotation there. Really looked like it was going to actually touch the ground, but it didn't look like
Yeah, for what I got into tonight, I'll take it. Don't know if y'all are still tuning in or not. Just kind of making my way back east. Most of these storms. Oh, there we got some frames back up. I apologize if we keep dropping out here, chat. Definitely the heavy rain kind of affected my signal here. All right. Signal's kind of spotty, chat. Keep hitting rain. See if we can't get a camera switch here. All right, chat. Not sure how well we're keeping a signal here, but definitely encountering some heavy rain. Not sure how well my signal will stay up, but I just want to tell everybody thanks for tuning. Whoop. Get back up here. Trying to stay out of this heavy rain, chat. See where we can get some better bars here. Hang tight, chat. Oh yeah, definitely some heavy rain here, chat. Thought we'd get ahead most of this rain, but it ain't happening. Kind of trending back up this way. Maybe in this rain for a while, chat. Actually starting to drop out some of the severe thunderstorm warning or watches. Holy smokes. Yeah. Yeah, Chad, we're definitely hitting some heavy rain. A little bit of a storm. Kind of worked its way back up towards Seneca. We're just outside of Seneca. Hoping to be able to stay ahead of this, or at least get out of it. Yeah, hopefully the frame, well, every time I go to talk, it drops out on me. Goodness gracious. those bright lights in this rain really blind you. All right, chat. Well, I've got some bars here. Real quick, I just want to say thanks to everybody that tuned in tonight. Thanks for your support. If you enjoyed what you've seen so far this evening, tonight, you can always support the stream. Okay, we're about 3 miles outside of Seneca. Okay, Chad, real quick. Just want to say thanks for supporting me tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Greatly appreciate each and every one of you. If you enjoyed what you saw tonight, you can definitely support the stream. On Facebook, you can send stars. You can donate via Venmo and PayPal at JD Smith WX is the call sign for both of those. Every bit helps. As I said before, I have no sponsors or partnerships. Completely fund this out of my own pocket. Any and all support, big or small, is greatly appreciated. Any or all support is greatly appreciated, big or small. It all goes back into supporting this, equipment upgrades and keeping equipment up and running, fuel costs, travel costs, even a cup of coffee, even a meal. It all goes back into this. So I think I'm going to cut it tonight. I'm headed back east, back to home base, cut through Seneca right now. I think for the most part, my area, we're going to be just rain. But thank you all for tuning in. Greatly appreciate the support. Like I said, I'll go back into my stream probably sometime tomorrow. Take a look at some things, especially back there by Blue Rapids where I had that extension towards the ground. See what we got there. Get a few screen grabs, a few photos. Get everything posted on my social medias. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you all have a good night. Again, with the severe weather threats coming up over the next several days, try to have multiple ways to get alerts and warnings. One of the best ways that I recommend is Weather Call Next Gen. I use it myself. If you want to get alerts and warnings via a phone call and text message when your immediate location is being impacted by dangerous, severe weather, you'll get a link in your text message showing you exactly where your location is inside the polygon. The phone call, the text message will give you instructions of what to do. And the best part about this is that's only $15 a year. $15 a year for that service. You can get signed up by the link in my socials to check it out. Storm Chaser Jeff Smith on Facebook, Storm Chaser Jeff Smith on YouTube, and at JD Smith WX on Instagram. Did I mention that that phone call and text message would come directly from me personally? I would be the one calling you and sending you the message. telling you what you need to do when you're being impacted. So again, that's Weather Call Next Gen, $15 a year. I highly recommend it. I use it myself. All right, guys, just stay tuned into my socials. I won't be chasing tomorrow, but I do plan to go Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Multi-day chase is going to be happening, so definitely stay tuned into my socials. And until next time, guys, stay weather aware. Thanks for all your